YouTube back again. Just wanted to go over this week's top releases to see what we should be buying in the week of June 12th to June 17th. Before we get into that, it's a relatively slow week. I kind of wanted to review the three products that I talked about last week of the different things that we should have been looking at in the prior week. So the first product we had mentioned last week was those Prism White Sparkle Packs. I said try to get in between like 2 to 250. They actually ended up selling at around 250. So if you can get in or could have got in at that price, you would have been able to turn a pretty easy profit. Those are now selling on the secondary market for about 450. The next one we went over was the Select First Off the Line Football. Um, I was actually looking to try to get in a little bit lower, but its floor price was right on like 870 or 891, and those are selling for 14 to 1500. So once again, just if you're able to get into that floor or can figure out where it's going to potentially sell out, you can make a relatively easy profit on those items that are on the Dutch auction. And those first off the line boxes are typically juiced up, right? You have those RPAs numbered to 30, and then you also have those orange pulsars numbered to 7 or less, so pretty good. And then the last thing that we talked about last week was Top Series 2 Hobby Box specific. And the hobby boxes you can still get right now on Fanatics. They're listed for I think 94.99, but on release day you were able to use a 5% coupon code. Plus, if you bought gift cards through like Sam's Club or BJ's, they're typically 20 to 25% off. You were actually buying those at around $70 a box, and those are selling on the secondary market for about 95 to 100. So there's some profit in there, but it's a relatively cheap product and a fun rip, right? There's a ton of rookies in that class, and I think those prices will go up too because the hobby boxes were the best product and the way to go if you were looking to buy Series 2, in my opinion. And from all the rips that I've seen, that's where you're getting the most parallels. So those are still available. I'll put a link in the description for those if you want, but make sure if you're going to buy them, go on Sam's Club or Costco or wherever you can get Fanatics gift cards and get them for 20% off. That way you're getting those boxes for like $70. And that makes it a pretty cheap rip because the silver pack inside of them is worth $20 alone. So with that being said, wanted to quickly jump into the products for this week. And reviewing on Cardboard Connection, there's really not much this week. Probably the two biggest products for me is the first one would be the Panini Select Football. And for me, you can see the hobby boxes are pre-selling right now on eBay for about $825. I'm assuming on Dave and Adams they're probably a little bit cheaper. I would also assume they're going to be cheaper on release date through Panini. But for me, this is going to be a definite hard pass on those. So in Select this year, they've expanded the card set to 500 cards. Now there's the Concourse, the Premier level, the Club level, the new Suite level, which actually looks pretty sweet, and then the Field level still. So increasing the print run on that, it's just going to water down the product. In years past, the hobby box have been really, really hit or miss. It's those first of the line product that are pretty juiced up, and that's why you can see from what we just talked about, they sell for 60-70% over what the floor price was. But yeah, so for the hobby box, for me, it's going to be a pass. I mean, there's a ton of parallels you can get, but unless you're pulling like a Brock Purdy or a Kenny Pickett or a Brady or something, it's going to be very difficult to make your money back on this. And so while there's some sweet cards in here, sweet autos in there, it's tough, right? So in the hobby box, you're going to be getting 2 autos, 1 memorabilia card, 10 silver prisms, 5 additional numbered prisms, and then 6 inserts. Where that first off the line, you were getting that orange pulsar RPA to 30, the additional autograph, the mem card that's typically numbered, a first off the line to 7, and then the same amount of parallels, right? And that sold for $891. This is probably going to be listed somewhere in the high 800s. You're not getting enough value on that product. And to be honest, in the first, I don't know, month, I bet whatever they listed at, that price is going to go down probably by about 100 to 150 bucks on the secondary market. So, hard pass on that product. The one product that I'm actually super pumped for um, is the 2022 Optic Football Premium set, if it will ever load here. Yeah, so this, and these are things that I've talked about in previous videos that I love to buy. If you can get in at the right price, I mean, these are just easy products to make money on, right? I did the videos on the UFC premium box sets, and those have been a huge success, right? Got in at the floor or with, very close to the floor, and I was buying at 550, 660, and like 700, something like that. And those are selling now for 14, 15, 1600 bucks a pop. And if you break them down, you can make even more than that, right? And so the reason why I like these, same concept, right? You're going to be getting 300 cards in here, and these go on Dutch auction, I think, on it was in 2 days, right? And so that's going to be on the 14th. No, also on the 15th. But every card is numbered to 300. And then in addition to that, you get a black parallel one of one for every single box. So you could pull, a one of one Tom Brady, a one of one Kenny Pickett, a one of one Brock Purdy, a one of one, every player in the box. So just a ton of upside on this specific product. They released basically the same type of product for Prism this year as well for NFL. And that sold out at 660. I ended up buying one of those. The one-on-one I got was the Reggie Wayne one-on-one. I ended up selling that for like 400 bucks, something like that. But those now are selling for about 1,500 in that range. So, easy profit on that if you wanted to, or you could break it down and make more, which is what I did. And then for context, last year's Optic premium set is selling for anywhere about 15 to 1,700 in that range. So some really good profit to be made on this specific product if you can get in towards that floor price. And so what I'm going to do later in the week too, probably tomorrow, is I'm going to go into my analysis of the product and go into what I think the actual cards are worth, and then kind of talk about where I'm looking to buy it. Because when you're doing the Optic premium sets, they're numbered to 300. There's a parallel in the regular set that is numbered to 299, so you can just essentially start pulling comps of the players in the set and what that number sells for, and then have an equivalent value of what these cards could sell for. Then there's the addition of the one of one that you're guaranteed, and so that has some sort of value with it. So going to be posting a video later in the week around that, and kind of the value of the different cards and what it equates to, and kind of where we should be looking at getting in to make sure that we can make a relatively easy profit on that product, and building up that bankroll to then be able to buy different cards and things that we like in the hobby to keep in our own PC. So with that being said, that's all that I got. If you like this kind of stuff, give me a like, give me a comment, what you're looking for this week. And make sure you hit the alert notification, so then you can be notified when I post that next video about the box set and what we're looking to buy in at, and what I think these prices should be for the box set as well. So with that being said, I'll talk to you guys next time.